So Tiger needed a top 5 finish last week to earn a spot in the season finale at Eastlake. It wasn't meant to be, guys. Only 7 starts for Tiger Woods this season. It did include a win, of course, at the Zozo Championship in the full season, one of 2 top 10s. So give it a grade, Damon Hack. How are you grading Tiger Woods' season?
Happy to do so. I'm going with a B+. Listen, this has been a strange year. Tiger doesn't play that much golf to begin with, and you throw in several months off due to the pandemic, and you have a rusty Tiger. But that 82 represents 82 career PGA Tour victories. Now, a lot of people can say, yeah, this season I tied Sam Snead for the all-time wins mark on the PGA Tour. So it's a B+. Obviously, some things to clean up. We're trying to figure out where Tiger is kind of, in this point of his life. Was that 15th major the icing, the ultimate kind of walk-off moment, or is that the kind of the jumping-off point for perhaps more major championships? We'll find out, I guess, in the next months to years. God willing, the back is healthy, the creek don't rise, as they say. But it's a B+ season for a player who got a victory, and a historic victory at that.
Okay.
I like this because we're kind of on the same wavelength here. I gave him an 82%, which is a low B, but that 82 is big. I mean, it's historical. It's a record that probably was not ever supposed to be touched, Sam Snead's win record. I mean, it's like DiMaggio's record. It's just not supposed to be touched, yet there it is. The historical significance of 82 cannot be overlooked on an otherwise poor year for Tiger Woods. It's his fault. He played so great in the past that we expect such great things from him. A 1-win season out of 7 times, hey, that's pretty good for most people, but he's Tiger Woods, and we want and expect more. Come on, bring it back, Tiger.
Yes, bring it back, Tiger. And I think we're all sort of on the same wavelength here. I'm giving Tiger a generous B. As you say, 1 win in 7 starts. I mean, you can't knock it. And it was a record-tying win. So that was, a big moment for Tiger Woods. But what we saw outside of that, as he would say, has been very spotty, very patchy, nothing to really give us too much confidence that he's ever going to be able to capture that lightning in a bottle ever again. And he recognises just how good that preparation was last week for the US Open at Winged Foot. The conditions are going to be incredibly tough. Do you think he stands a chance? What do we need to see from Tiger to give him a chance?
A hot putter. I think that's been the club, from my eye, that's been giving him the most problems during this kind of dry stretch of his play at the T9 finish at the Farmers Insurance Open. But the putter's been cold. He switched away from it, tried a different putter, went back to Old Faithful. I think if that club gets in working order, everything will be fine. You get a couple of loose shots here and there, but I think his iron play is strong. And another feather in his cap to make this season a B, as we've all given him. Let's not forget the President's Cup either. Where he was a playing captain and he was aces. Draw a line between he and JT. One of those 2 players was the best player for the American side that week. But we just saw a player that to me looks rusty, would start rounds strong and then make some sloppy bogeys coming into the house. To me, that's maybe a fatigued player at best, a rusty player as well. I think Tiger needs a sharper putter. And just more reps, more starts. To miss several months, not to mention you're not playing that much to begin with, this is what you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, Robert, more starts isn't what Tiger is going to have going into the US Open. He's now got a couple of weeks off, and all of his preparation will be done back here in Orlando. How much of a concern is that putter for you? I mean, it's one of his greatest strengths, always has been throughout his career, but right now it's pretty cold.
Yeah, and that's strange. Damon said hot putter, and I thought it was never not hot up until the recent years. It is a little strange to see and to watch Tiger from a 4 or 5 footer and wonder if he's going to hit a good or a bad putt. He never, ever hit a bad putt, but it still goes along with the trend that I always say about Tiger. He cannot be as prepared as he needs to be, and he does need things to click on a given week. There's no way that he's going to come in prepared the way he used to be in the past. His body just won't allow it, and he knows it. And he knows that he can't push it because one more surgery is probably going to be it forever. He was very close to having it be it forever a couple times already. So it's just the narrative that's going to go with Tiger Woods every time he tees it up from now on. He's not as prepared as he used to be. He's not playing fantastic, but in a given week, he can still be who he once was.
And even he's a momentum player. We talk about Dustin Johnson. Look at Tiger's 2018 when he won the Tour Championship and contended in a couple major championships. 2019, he wins that 15th major championship. So I think Tiger needs some momentum, needs to see some good things happening to have more good things happening. And it's about confidence as well. I mean, Tiger built his confidence back up, built his short game back up, built his major championship constitution back up. We saw him do that in real time over the stretch of a couple of years, and now he has to build that all up back again.
If you see Tiger since the most recent comeback, his last 3 wins, 2 of them were so huge, the Masters and the Tour Championship, but they also followed a long stretch of playing a lot of tournament golf. That's what makes you prepared, not sitting around. Now, I know he knows he can't do that anymore, and that's why I'm kind of skeptical about, can he return to the best in the world? Can he win just multiple majors going forward? I think he just has to rely on how good he is at not being prepared.
And last week was the first time we saw him in back-to-back events since the 2018 playoffs. So it really is a question of rust versus reps right now for Tiger Woods, and one to keep an eye on, that is for sure.